River fishing can be a very comforting and relaxing way to pass time, but the ultimate aim is to actually catch something. If you are a beginner, here are some common tips that will help make the task easier for you. For a person setting out to go fishing, it is necessary to have a plan of how to go about the process. Tips must be gathered and studied beforehand, as the best anglers are not those who simply jump into the best spot, but those who have a systematic and well-informed plan of action that they follow while fishing in a river. The suggestions mentioned here are applicable for small streams and rivers, and the most important thing that an individual needs while carrying out this task is patience. Getting impatient and frustrated will get you nowhere. Different rivers require different strategies depending on their size and the variety of fish that are present there. Many beginners often ignore the importance of strategizing and feel that if they simply sit on the river bank or wade through it with a fishing rod, they will catch all they want. Some people may be lucky enough to have success with this trial and error method, but the best anglers are those who lay a detailed plan and strategy into place and follow it. This is where the many tips and tricks come in handy. Tread skillfully. If the river you are in requires you to wade through it, as most of them certainly will, you need to learn how to tread lightly. Sound can travel a great distance under the water surface, and the slightest sounds you make may inadvertently end up scaring the fish. Scan the area you are going to cover beforehand, and then ensure that you do not step on many sticks and rocks on the riverbed. Take one step at a time, and take it as slowly and steadily as possible. Timing. The timing of going fishing is also of prime importance. The fish move around a lot, and there are specific conditions of weather and the moon's position that help in determining their movement. You need to be at the best places at the best times, and this can only be achieved by studying the habitat and the nature of the fish that are present in that river. There is no point standing in the water for hours on end when the fish are more likely to be elsewhere. Know the territory. The next natural thing that you also need to be aware of are the various sections in the river. The current plays an integral part in the migration of the fish, and the more you know about this, the higher will be your chances of catching game. Rivers are divided into little pockets or sections depending on the flow of the current, which can be used to the advantage of anglers. Presenting the live bait. It is fair to say that anyone who goes river fishing will be using live baits, as it is the best option. The presentation of this live bait is very important in determining the reactions of the fish. The more realistic you make it look, the better your chances of catching game. Gang hooks are the best choice for achieving this purpose, as they give a very natural and realistic look to your bait. Bounce your bait off the floor of the river at regular intervals to make a better impression. Deep analysis. Once all these tips have been followed, you need to search for deeper parts of the river to fish. You will find the biggest congregations of fish in the deeper areas, especially if the climate is warm. If you do not know this, you may end up wasting a vast majority of your time wading through shallow areas, which could ultimately turn out to be useless. There will be plenty of edges and riffles under the surface of the river where you will find most of the game. One of the most important things is to find the areas where the fish are most likely to be based on the depth and the weather, and to go angling at a time when the fish are most active. The experienced anglers will always give you suggestions regarding these two factors. Everything else will simply depend on your luck. But by remembering these pointers, the probability of you making a good catch increases considerably.